What's going on, guys? Elisha here. Welcome back to Goal. Guys, the end is near. The end is actually near. This week was the semifinals of the World Cup, and this Sunday is the final. That's really it. 2 weeks. We waited 4 years. 2 weeks of beautiful, wonderful football. It was worth it, though. I'll say it over and over again. This was the best World Cup of all time. The most competitive World Cup I have ever witnessed. If you feel differently, let me know. Let me know. At me. People say don't at me. At me. Try me. Because I'll argue this case with anybody. This was the dopest World Cup of all times. So today we're going to be talking about the 2 games that happened this week, which were the semifinals games. And also we're going to be talking about some other news since there wasn't, as much football as the previous weeks. So let's get right into this. Laptop. So the first game was Belgium versus France. France won that 1-0 to move on to the FIFA World Cup 2018 finals. Like, I don't think you guys understand the feeling that these players must be, like, experiencing right now. It's just crazy. Reaching the World Cup final is amazing because anything can happen in the final. And when you're this confident, once you have a team like France, it's just incredible. It was a boring game, though. I'll say this. This semifinal was very boring. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Belgium put up a good fight. Lukaku wasn't as performant as he was against Brazil. Hazard did his thing, as always. De Bruyne, was okay. But the team itself, I just didn't see that. Maybe it was just that Brazil's defense just wasn't A1 in the quarters because this Belgium just was not. It wasn't, it wasn't impressive. And then in the second half, a header from Samuel Umtiti to make it 1-0 for France, which is incredible. A defender sending France to the World Cup finals. That's just France in the World Cup, isn't it? They just get that 1 goal and that's it. And people, criticize the team a lot because at the end of the game, actually after they scored that 1 goal, we're time wasting a little bit. These type of things, I don't prefer it to be happening in the game. I'd rather just see everybody trying to play their best. But when it comes to, I completely understand. Especially, when Mbappe at that last minute. You trying to get to the final. I don't think a lot of people understand the type of weight that it holds when you reach the World Cup final. Like, you do whatever it takes. And if you have to time waste a little bit to do that, do it. Isn't it crazy that in 1998, France won the World Cup? Mbappe was born that same year. And look at him now, his first World Cup, and he's making it to the final. That's just mind-blowing, and he might actually win. The bragging rights when you win a World Cup, nobody can talk to you. That's why the Germans are so arrogant right now, because you can't talk to them. Especially the ones like the Crews who've won La Liga, the Champions League, all of that. They're chilling right now. Their careers are complete. Nothing else that they need. All right, now let's move on to Croatia versus England. Croatia moves on to their first ever World Cup final, beating England 2-1. When a team scores within 5 minutes of a game starting, a free kick, there's no, in my mind, I'm saying everything, the universe is on England's side. This whole it's coming home thing, it's picking up, and it's really they're really about to make it to the World Cup final. But then you look at Croatia, 3 back-to-back extra time games in the knockout stage of the World Cup. These guys just can't be shaken off. They can't. They're hard workers. Whatever France does in this final, I won't believe the result, and that's if France score first. I won't believe the result until the final whistle blows because Croatia is just that type of team. You never know with them. They fight till the very end. And it's been working very well for them to this point. But man, it's crazy. Like this whole culture that came about because of England, because of the whole "it's coming home" thing, and the whole country was rallying behind him. The media, everybody that turned their back against England actually was supporting. It's beautiful to see. They were supporting their team because these guys were actually making an effort. They were picking up some steams. They were playing well, especially since they're so young, which, you know, kind of gives the country a little bit of hope because most likely most of them will be back in the next World Cup. So, you know, it's encouraging for the future. It's looking bright for England. But Croatia, a country with a population of 4.2 million, reaching the World Cup final. Modric, Perisic, Mandzukic, Rakitic, all the itches, you know, they're in the World Cup final now. Again, can never take that away. You can say whatever you want about them. You can't say much about Croatia. They were not, you know, time wasting in the end. I mean, it was in extra time. So that's like when it's most dangerous. You know, they did a little something, but nothing crazy. And, you know, they played clean throughout this whole tournament. And they seem so focused on getting to that end goal. Such a solid team that just hasn't been so lucky in the past. And now they're getting their chance. And you only get one of those for a lot of these players. And unlike France and England, a lot of these Croatian players, this is the end for them probably, you know. So this is where they're gonna leave it all out there on that field. And at the end of the day, whoever wants it more, whoever is better on Sunday is who's gonna be crowned champion. Like it's really happening. Whew. My team is not even playing. This is the 2014 Brazil shirt, if you're wondering. But I'm still so gassed about the whole thing. And you know, historically, as a Brazil fan, I know that I'm supposed to dislike France and all of that stuff. But you know, all the players on France are, you know, guys that I admire. You know, you got Umtiti playing for Barca, Mbappe, Pogba, Griezmann, all these guys, players that I appreciate, guys that do what they got to do out there. You know, Pogba is so lively, such a character. You know, you can't hate these guys. They're all so young, and you know, Mbappe is younger than me, and he's about to be in the World Cup final, which is like, I have so much respect for him because that age is just a number. You do what you got to do. You put in that work, use your talent however you can, and next thing you know, you're in the World Cup final. But then again, Croatia is such a small country. You got my man Rakitic over here, Modric, even though, you know, Barca and Real are rivals, but he's like one of the best, arguably maybe the best midfielder in the world right now. They've battled through this knockout stage. I mean, getting to extra time 3 times, playing more than 90 minutes, like, it's tiring. You have to mentally, you have to be on a different level to keep going and keep thinking, you know, this is not the end. The game is not over. Like, we can still do this, and we will. And they did it twice in penalties, one in the regular extra time. And it's like, you want to see that reward being paid off. That's why I'm so conflicted. I can't even predict, to be honest. I don't want to predict. I don't know who's going to take it. This is the World Cup final. Anything can happen. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to be crowned champions of the world on Sunday? Let me know in the comments. All right, and then we have some, you know, non-World Cup related news. The boys from Thailand, the football team, that went on a hike with their coach and went inside a cave and got trapped. You know, the rain, everything got, you know, kind of out of hand, and they were trapped in there for 17 days. All of them were finally rescued on Sunday and Monday. A couple of them, you know, got out. And on Tuesday, the rest of the boys were rescued. Shout out to the Thai Navy SEALs who went in there and actually rescued these boys and worked tirelessly for those 17 days, those 2 weeks. And my condolences go out to Sanan Gunnan's family, which is a diver who went in there to rescue the boys, but because of the lack of oxygen, he passed away inside the cave. A lot of these divers couldn't use their oxygen tanks because, you know, it couldn't fit through some of the, you know, tight spaces to get through that cave and get the boys out. He will always be remembered as a hero, and his name, his face needs to be everywhere. People really need to give him his credit because he went in there and gave his life to save those boys, and thank God they actually made it out. And FIFA actually invited the boys to the World Cup final. They are a football team, so kind of fits. You know, it sucks that someone had to lose their life, but the boys are safe, so we can only take as much of the positive out of this as possible and make sure that the guy gets the recognition that he deserves for giving up his life for these boys. And now we're talking the biggest transfer of the summer, of the last five. Forget Neymar, Mbappe from Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus. What? Ronaldo just moved to Juventus on an 120 million euro fee for the next 4 years. Are you? Huh? He was in Portugal, conquered that. Went to the Premier League, conquered that. Went to La Liga, 450 goals for Real. 4 Ballon d'Ors while he was at Real Madrid. 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues. Come on. Done. This man is hungry. Let him eat. Let Ronaldo eat. He wants all the smoke. He wants this challenge. Let him eat. And this actually brings up again, because when you talk about Ronaldo, you can't not talk about Lionel Messi. This brings up again the topic of Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo. Ronaldo has switched from league to league to league and has been just a baller in every single league he's been to. Messi, incredible, just pure talent and creativity, whether it's scoring, passing, free kicks, whatever, just embarrassing defenders, ruining careers, you name it, he's done it. For Barcelona, though, that's where the question is. He still doesn't have a major international trophy with Argentina, and Ronaldo has the Euros with Portugal. Messi has been at Barcelona his whole career. He lost in the World Cup final. He reached the World Cup final with Argentina. That itself would have probably closed the debate. But I feel like as a competitor, and at that level, he should feel like, okay, I've done everything I possibly can at Barca my whole career. Now, let me prove it to myself that all that amazing stuff that he's been doing at Barca, that he can do it in another league. I believe he can. 100%. I think Messi could do all of that in the Premier League, Serie A, wherever he goes. But he really needs to do it and win like the Champions League or something with one of these teams. Not go to just Bayern or not go to Juventus or whatever, one of the top teams, PSG. Go to like one of the second or third teams and kill it in that league and change the game, change the face of whatever team you go to. What do you guys think? Does this actually give Ronaldo points ahead of Messi on a GOAT scale? Like, does this put him a little bit higher over Leo? But yes, guys, that was basically it for this week in football. And Sunday, as I said before, the World Cup is coming to an end. No, this World Cup has been absolutely incredible. I'm gonna kind of give a recap of it on Sunday's video after the World Cup final. And this whole competition just made me think, seeing, people go overseas and the fans in Russia, just the whole experience is, I have to go through that. It's just different. It's just like, I know it's so different when you go there in person. So Qatar 2022, mark my words, Qatar 2022 World Cup, I will be there in Qatar. Like, they're there for the World Cup. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. If you did it, drop a dislike. But make sure you let me know why in the comments below. The feedback helps. Check out the social media in the description. Check out the music also in the description. And I'll see you guys after the final. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Take it all in. It's going to be crazy. Peace.